right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boy Cam back again with another video here from Grapplers Graveyard. Today we're going to be going over some super basic stuff that ultimately is going to be the baseline of your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu journey. Again, I make this type of content ultimately for the purpose of you being a complete noob, brand new person. You may not be getting the attention that you need in order to progress in the martial arts. So that's what these videos are for, specifically the basic tutorials that I'll be going over. Today we're going to be going over knee on belly. I have some notes here that I will ultimately be able to just work my way down, but there's going to be some common principles that you're going to find yourself in. Knee on belly is one of the most common positions in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You're going to find yourself there a lot, either on the attacking side or the defending side. So let's go ahead and jump into how to do everything from this position. We'll go over the basics. But before we get started into this video, I want to let you guys know we do have rash guards available at our website on our shop. If you guys go and click the link in our bio, you guys can find that, shop some athletic apparel soap as well, not only our athletic apparel. Be sure to like and subscribe if you continue to like this content. It helps the channel grow, helps me continue to make these videos, and ultimately provide the service that I am for you guys. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into knee on belly. Knee on belly is one of those positions that's going to be one of the most common things that you're going to find yourself in. Whether you are Jerry, defending knee on belly, or if you are me, attacking from knee on belly. Let's start with the super, like you're really green. What is knee on belly? Why is it important? Why is it a move that I'm talking about today? So knee on belly is obviously in the name. What you want to do, or how it typically works, is that you have your knee on the sternum, chest, stomach, abdomen area of your opponent, and in an athletic stance, you have your leg out here, right? You don't want to be all the way up here. It allows for your opponent to be able to get an underhook underneath your leg and then potentially attack. You don't want it too far back because, again, that's uncomfortable. You're not really in a position to really make any athletic moves. What you really want to do, what I like to do at least, is have the foot on the outside kind of aligned with their shoulder, right? It really allows for me to stay balanced, stay sturdy, and really apply that pressure. Now, when you are doing knee on belly on gi, what I personally like to do, obviously you're going to have a gi pants, everything along those lines. You want to utilize your grips to really drive the pressure into this person's sternum. The more pressure that you ultimately apply to this person on the bottom, the more control you're going to be able to have on them. What I like to think about when it comes down to pressure, the more pressure you apply and the longer a person is trying to sustain that pressure, the more likely they are willing to give in to whatever it is that you want to do. Think about it from the perspective of being the person on the bottom. If you are somebody on the bottom that can't escape any type of pressure, and it's just like the last thing, the first thing you want to do is breathe, right? Like the pressure is immense. All you can think about is how do I get out of this bad position? If you're bound to make some mistakes. You're bound to explode too much out of the move. You're bound to give a person an opening for an attack to be able to advance their position and ultimately submit you. So there's a lot of benefits ultimately to learning how to apply pressure properly from the knee on belly, because again, it's one of those positions you're going to find yourself in continuously. So knee on belly, again, it's a super simple position. It seems really like, for anybody that's been training for a while now, knee on belly is one of those positions that's just so common. But one thing that I like to do when you are in gi is to control these points of contact here, right? The knee area, really, you can really, as you can see, Jerry's not the best example because he's a little bit more squishy, but even with a person, if you are able to control these 2 points, I like to grab same side collar to really like pull myself up and keep myself balanced on this person, because they're going to be squirming. They're going to be trying to hip escape and do things to find themselves out of this position. Contact that you're able to control, much like the other videos that I talked about. There are certain points in the body that you want to be able to control that are really going to be able to help you apply pressure, make the bottom person's experience pretty miserable as possible, and ultimately win the position, get a submission, get points, everything along those lines. Knee on belly, if you do plan on competing, is a dominant position that ultimately is rewarded points. So if you plan on competing, understanding how to balance yourself in this position, controlling the position, and how to advance and when to advance is going to be a key point in your progression through Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What I like to do, again, to control people and really maintain the position is grab onto things, right? Now, let's say, Cameron, you are in a controlled position, you're knee on belly. What do I do from here, right? Okay, great question. Now, when I'm on knee on belly here, boom, I like to go underhook, really get this under control. And I can even sit out to be able to get this leg here and really control this arm, pinch my lat, and then just like a video that we talked about earlier, you can come here right into side control. And then from side control, you can get super creative with what you do, build a game around it, and continue to advance your position. Maybe go to mount, maybe go for an Americana, a Kimura, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever opens. That's really up to you to kind of decide what your game is going to be, how you're going to create a style, what you're going to be looking for, the opportunities that are presented to you, because everything is situational at the end of the day. But typically, what I like to do is go to side control from knee on belly. Now, one thing to note, when you are in knee on belly, this person's reaction is going to be to turn, hip into you, and push out, right? Let's pretend Jerry is, an actual dummy or actual real person, and he's pushing out like this, right? One thing to really look for, you'll notice this with really new white belts, is this arm. I like to really pay attention to this arm right here. This is like a fun little fact that I do. So depending on because when you're in bottom, you don't want to extend and push out like this. It just opens up your arms for a world of trouble, specifically when it comes down to arm bars. So a sneaky little arm bar that you can find, and really if you want to pay attention to this inside, if you're on the bottom, this outside arm, it's how extended this is, right? Because if they're pushing out with this arm super hard, right, you can underhook here and really control, grab onto the opposite side shoulder, gi, whatever it is, and really can start to control this arm. And then you see how easy it is to come here, throw that leg over, lean back, pinch, and then go and cinch in the arm bar. So yeah, knee on belly, I like to really focus on this bottom arm to see what they're supposed to be doing. If you find yourself on the bottom and you have somebody that is knee on belly, like I said, you don't want to be extending your arms. Let's go ahead and move Jerry. If somebody has knee on belly on me, right? Let's hypothetically say that they do. I don't want to go like this because again, they can underhook this arm and then go for an arm bar. What I want to do is focus on this knee. Get this knee off of your sternum, right? Bridge here. You shrimp away, push that knee off, and then their knee will get off your sternum, ultimately for you to be able to breathe and recover guard. So let's go over some of those common principles, right? Knee on belly. It is one of the most important positions in the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You're going to find yourself in it often, understanding how to get into it, the key principles of staying balanced, maintaining control, where to grab, what to look for. Super important, especially if you plan on competing, because it is a position that can make or break your competition, right, in terms of you winning or you losing. Talked about maintaining control. Hunting for attacks. I'm more like when I compete, I want to hunt for submissions as much as possible. Sometimes that opens me up for lacking patience and maybe not maintaining a position and putting myself into bad spots. But always be aware that there are attacks from pretty much everywhere you go, right? If you're going to go knee on belly, the safe route, sit out, get that leg underneath the armpit, really control that near side arm, and then you're in side control, and then you can go to work from there. Or really pay attention to that near side arm again to hunt for an arm bar. If you go into side control, you can look for the Americanas, the Kimuras, whole nine there. And then last but not least, escaping knee on belly. Really I know that Jerry wasn't necessarily the best example, but it comes down to bridging here, right? Shrimping away, putting pressure on that knee that is on your belly, and getting that knee off of you as soon as possible. If you guys enjoyed this, if you guys found this content helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Again, it helps the YouTube continue to grow. It helps me stay motivated, ultimately, to make these types of videos for you guys. Cameron, again, from Grappler's Graveyard. If you enjoy this content, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.